What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now. I'm Alex. In this video, I want to have a sincere and honest talk with you guys about this PS5 event being pushed, my thoughts on it, where I stand on it, with making YouTube as happy as humanly possible, right? Because we don't want to upset our mighty overlords over there at YouTube. I want to have a discussion on this and also have this video be predicting when I think we will actually get the PS5 event. So there is quite a few things I want to get through here. Really quickly, I do want to promote the Discord. I've done this before. More and more of you guys have been joining every single day, and it's absolutely amazing to see. We're building a fantastic community over there. So if you guys want to join, we talk a lot about PlayStation. There's a lot of PlayStation gamers over there. The link for it will be in the description below, okay? So let's start with the thoughts. I am crushed. I'm very, very upset and mad that PlayStation delayed this. I mean, there's just no other way to go about it. Again, without going into the specifics of where I stand on the things going on in the world, and honestly, I don't even want to say the words, the P word, the R word, the other thing that like kickstarted all this stuff back off in March, right? All of those words I really don't want to say. So you could be saying, well, why are you making a video when you can't say any of these words? Well, I want to try and get my opinion out there, try and clue you guys in basically on where I stand. I just don't agree. I don't agree with this decision. I get the message. I understand the message, and I think it's great that we can combat this thing together as a industry, as a gaming industry, right? I mean, it's the same thing for the channel. It's the same thing for PlayStation. But really, we just want people that can be friendly. Why have people that are just mean or angry to be mean and angry, right? At the same time, there's always room for difference of opinions, and that's where companies, by the way, completely fall apart, where it becomes more and more of a you only have a right to believe or think or say one thing versus another. That's generally how a lot of these companies go, and then really you're seeing these companies start to bow down to what's going on around, I guess, the United States mainly, but also around the world over the past couple days, over the past couple weeks. So it sucks. It's a situation where I don't think the people that are going outside right now, that are going to on the streets to do certain things, I don't think those are the people that set their alarm clock or set their notice saying, hey, at 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time on Thursday, the PS5 is going to get revealed. I don't know if those people are the same ones doing, that are the same ones getting excited for PlayStation. So I really don't understand that. I get, again, what they said, that we want the other voices to be heard. People, I guess they just assume people can't multitask. People can't understand what's going on and want better and focus on the future to get better, doing it the right way, by the way, not the wrong way, while also being excited for a console. I mean, heaven forbid we're excited for a console. It just sucks. It really, really sucks. And at the same time, they give more momentum to Microsoft. They've used a lot of advertising money. Look, Sony started putting ads on ESPN, advertising that Thursday at 1, it's showtime. That costs an insane amount of money. When you put something on ESPN like that, you are telling everybody, like, this is going to be a huge event. Not to mention that there were rumors even, well, we know for sure it was going to be a little over an hour long. Okay, over an hour. It was going to have third-party games. It was going to have first-party games. And then also there were rumors that it was actually going to be longer, actually going to be like 2 to 2.5 hours, but I think that's because there's going to be like, developer commentaries, right? They're going to like talk to certain developers afterwards, like have interviews and stuff. So this was going to be like a legit thing, a legit massive thing. Again, like we talked about in my predictions video, what could we see? Could we have seen the PS5? I think it was becoming more and more likely that we would get at least a teaser of what the system looks like. So again, it's just deflating because there's nothing really going on this week in terms of gaming, right? This was the absolute big thing. We know Microsoft is going to do something in Inside Xbox this month, probably over the next couple of weeks. Now, what else gets delayed? We know that today was supposed to be that Project Maverick game, the Star Wars game, but that has probably been delayed. I mean, there's no official word on it because technically it wasn't confirmed that it was going to happen today in the first place, right? But seems like a lot of things are getting pushed out of this week, but that leads to the issue. So when we're predicting on when the PS5 is going to get revealed now, well, the question is, how long are they willing to wait? Is there a cap? And what other things are going to impact? And what do I mean by that? Well, here's the thing. Firstly, I can say this. I feel like I can get away with saying this on YouTube. Things move very, very quickly. So what's going on outside right now, if you guys forgot, it's happened in the past. Maybe not necessarily to the extent right now, but it's happened over the last 2, 3, 4 years, and it normally lasts a couple weeks, absolutely max, and then people move on. Also, you have to think about the thing going on around the world. If you're near people, doesn't it flare up? Isn't that the whole point of it? So what's going to happen with that? Basically, what I'm saying is things move very, very quickly, and this will be over. Maybe, and again, that's not to discredit the message that's being sent, okay? The message, fine. But the activity that's being performed right now, it will move on. People aren't going to do it forever, okay? So you have to think, if going based off what they said, their official statement, they want that to happen. Basically, they want that to happen. Now, hopefully not the extreme version that we're seeing on the news and everywhere around the world, because that, I really hope they're not endorsing that. But that is not going to last for that long. However, we know that in their statement, they said, we basically want those voices to be heard right now. So again, how long are they willing to give them? Do you give them a week? Is like, if they say, okay, well, we're going to do it next Thursday, is that long enough? What if there's still things going on outside, like next Wednesday, you know what I mean? Like, does that impact it? So, okay, well, then maybe you say, well, you can't do it next week. Maybe you have to do it in 2 weeks. Well, here's where you start to come into a problem, in my opinion. I get that the PlayStation event is bigger than just one company, one developer, one of anything, okay? Because it's really a coming together of all of these developers, a ton of them, by the way, right? So it's a big thing, but think about it, 2 weeks. 2 weeks this Friday is The Last of Us Part 2. Now, again, no matter your standpoint on it, it's going to be massive. It's going to be huge. The promotion for it has already started, and it is still ongoing, right? You also have to remember that next Friday is the embargo when the reviews come out. So starting next Friday, June 12th, I think the large talk about PlayStation on the internet is going to be The Last of Us Part 2, because you're going to have reviews, and then next weekend, you're going to have people talking about them, and then you get into the week that The Last of Us comes out that Friday. Everybody's going to be talking about The Last of Us. So do you do the reveal event the week of The Last of Us, is what I'm basically saying. Do you do it the day before? Do you do it 2 days before? I don't know. Does that take away from it? I feel like it kind of would, because you're kind of saying, well, let's move on and let's talk about the PS. Now, you could say, well, they were going to do that anyway. Yes, but they were spacing it out. So you're going to say they did do it this Thursday, right, when it was planned. You'd have 2 full weeks to start talking about it, or to talk about it, and then you would get The Last of Us Part 2. I just don't know if it's a good idea to do it the day before. However, I will give you this. You could argue that it's just building actually even more hype and anticipation, right? Because like that week would literally be one of, if not the biggest weeks for PlayStation in its entire decades-long history, right? Because you have a big game that's going to sell tens of millions of copies, and then also that same week you announce the PS5. You know what I mean? So I do understand. I can see how it would be a big thing and how you could frame it like that. I just don't know if that would make sense. And then the week after, you have SpongeBob. Now, SpongeBob doesn't necessarily matter as much, but again, you're getting further and further away. Microsoft, again, they're going to do that Inside Xbox where they're basically going to talk more about the specs. It's just tough. You're giving them more of an advantage. Basically, if Microsoft goes again, they have done 2 Inside Xboxes before you've done the PS5. Now, yes, they did 2 State of Plays, but those were for specific games. You know what I mean? So if they go first, if Microsoft can do 2 before Sony does 1, I think that's a continued. Not that it's the first time for PlayStation, because I think they've been embarrassed this entire year. They've really dropped the ball. I don't know what's happened with them, but it seems like this year they've just made mistake after mistake. Maybe it was because Sean Layden left. I feel like that really was the first big thing that really signaled like what's going on here. Remember all that? The whole like they didn't really address it. It kind of just happened. He announced it. They didn't issue a statement. They didn't have a replacement for him. All that kind of stuff, right? That was very weird. That came out of nowhere, and really, including that was the start of what we've gotten from PlayStation. Yes, it's still exciting. The PS5 is going to be exciting. Yes, I'm still going to get it day one. Yes, it actually doesn't change what they're going to show. I still don't think they're going to show the price. I still don't think they're going to show the release date. But they're just giving more to Microsoft. They don't have a lead right now, I would say, PlayStation, for next gen. But they're losing momentum, which I will say, although it's been rough for PlayStation, they do an insane job of building momentum when they have to. They did I mean, people were so excited, everybody, for this Thursday. They really came out and said, okay, like, we're doing it. Like, this is it. And people got super, super pumped. So it's not like they can't do it again. I get it. It's just pretty deflating. Again, there's nothing coming out this week. Next Friday, again, is The Last of Us is embargo. So we're going to start to get more things picked up. But now we have to start to wonder, again, like when I'm recording this, I don't know, like, is Project Maverick officially postponed? I know that Jeff Grubb, VentureBeat, said that, like, you know, it's probably not going to happen. So we're not going to get the Star Wars announcement today. Thursday, we're not getting, the PlayStation 5. Next week, Thursday, is EA Play Live, as well as the Cyberpunk event. So are those two things still going to happen? I really hope so. And then, in which case, like, now, I mean, just, I don't know, the order is just switched now. So now you go into next Thursday, you have that. But where's the Star Wars game? Is if you're going to announce that today and then show it more on the EA Play, now what happens? If you don't do it today, do you do it all at EA Play? I guess that's not the biggest thing in the world. But again, what about Cyberpunk? Is the PS5 event the day before EA? You know what I mean? Because now it's starting to get to more and more. What I don't want to happen, okay? For everything that I've said, I still stand by. But really what I don't want to happen is for this to become an E3. I don't want, because of delays, because of pushes, whether it be because of political stuff or whether it be because of the company or whatever, I just don't want it to all be back to back to back to back. You know what I mean? I don't want 3-4 days for my own, like, personal health, because, I mean, if it happens, I will cover it. I'll stay up as late as I need to. I'll make as many videos as I need to, but, so there's that aspect of it. But really, I just don't want, like 10 different things going on in 2 or 3 days, because they can't stand on their own. The spotlight is going to constantly be shifting. That's just not a good thing for the gaming industry. That's why I've hated E3 for a lot of years. I mean, it's exciting and I watch it, but I don't like the idea of it. And this was supposed to be the year that changed. And now this year everything's thrown in the air, right? Nobody knows what's going on. It's like juggling, but there's like a trillion objects and they're all falling at you at the same time, right? So you can't really prepare for it. I get it. It's disappointing. I think if I were to have to guess, I would say the week of The Last of Us. I feel like next week doesn't make a lot of sense, because why would you move something this massive? Why would you move it 1 week? I feel like that would maybe make you look bad if you did that. And also, again, I don't really think you can do it 1 week, because then that's EA as well as Cyberpunk. You don't want to have too many things on the same day. Also, again, next week, well, they said they want people's voices to be heard, but then you're going to do it like 4, 5, 6 days later. That doesn't really make sense. The week after is Last of Us Part 2. I think that makes the most sense. That's probably what they'll end up doing. I don't think they can't go into July. It's got to be in June, so they only have so much time to work with, but that's just my prediction for you guys. So let me know in the comments below, guys. What do you think? You guys deflated? I think that's a good word to use for a lot of things over the last 3 months. Do you guys feel deflated? When do you think the PS5 reveal event is now going to be? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. As always, make sure you guys are subscribed, have that bell icon turned on. I had a lot of plans for a lot of really big videos of whatever we're going to see at these things, so I guess I'm going to have to get pretty creative to fill up the schedule here, but I do have some really cool ideas of different videos I want to try for you guys, so stay tuned to the channel, and there'll be new videos every day, as always, okay? Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you on future videos.